Right, so it's Saturday the, what's the date today? 16th of June. At Dad's, and he's just told me he thinks we might have another swarm in the second bait trap we left out. So the likelihood is that they've come from hive number 1, so we're going to have a look. Oh yeah, and you can see if I swish this around a bit, you can see that we've got lots of bees going in and out. So that's interesting. So, bait traps that are brood box size are absolutely fantastic for catching your swarms. If you're going to have a swarm, leave a bait trap out the size of a brood box. So the job today is to see what queen we have within this brood box. I had a good look at hive number 1 last week looking for that queen, and I didn't see any queen cells, only a queen cell what I think was the queen cell that queen that I found last week came out of. Remember last week we took away that newspaper from uniting some bees together in it, and that's when I discovered that we had a queen in there which wasn't the queen that I'd marked 2 weeks previously, and I couldn't find that marked queen, and there weren't any eggs, and we weren't sure whether the new queen in here was mated, partially mated, a virgin, or what. So this week I've come back expecting to find, or hopefully find, some eggs. But you can see from this brood box, which has been left out as a bait trap, has been moved into. Dad reckons it happened last Wednesday. So we're either looking at the possibility that we've got another virgin queen that is in there, or it could be the queen that I'd marked previously 2 weeks ago that's come out of hive 1 and swarmed into that bait box. We've got the swarm from, oh, how long ago was it? About the 26th of May we discovered that there was a swarm in that box there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 colonies now, which is great. And of course there aren't any bees in this 6 frame nuke box, obviously preferring a bigger box than a nuke box size to swarm in, but if they haven't got anything else they will use it, so we'll wait and see on that one. Right, so today's jobs is to check out the new swarm and see which queen we have in there, if she's marked or not. It's possible I could have missed a swarm cell, it does happen. The nuke box is over here. Not surprisingly, there's absolutely no sign of life in there, so the bees aren't really very happy. There's one going back now. There's a few coming out. Probably in the line of, right in the line of their flight. So they are flying, but it would be nice to find a frame of eggs. Now, the likely candidate for finding a frame of eggs young enough to pop in there would be from hive number 2. Last week we checked it because the week before that it looked as if there was a mating flight going on. It's a shame the sun's not out. See if we've got any pollen going in. So we did see eggs last week in this hive. There's never a dull moment with beekeeping. So I better get suited and booted, get the smoker on the go. Okay, this brood box bait trap actually has a super on top, so I'm just going to lift the crown board off because I can see bees underneath this crown board clustering. Oh crikey, they've made their own wax. Gosh, look at that. So these girls need to be, already goodness knows what's in there, whether the queen's up in a super or whether she's down in the brood box, but we can't be having this, can we? Not on the crown board. Let's see if we've made, oh, I can smell lemon grass coming from this hive, so that's lovely. Beautiful comb that they've made. Look how much wax they've made since Wednesday. Isn't that amazing? Let's have a look and see. We've got eggs. We have a laying queen. Some eggs. And I think what we have here are wax moth larvae. You can see the top of the frame is like a pupa cocoon. I don't know if you can see that. Just in the middle, it's got a little red dot coming out of it, I don't think. And then at the bottom here, you see this here? No, that was not there before. So I think it's safe to assume that's something nasty we want rid of. I'm not sure that that's anything to do with bees there. It's soft and squidgy. Let's put that down there. Don't like the look of that. And there's one up here I'm going to pull out. I think that's wax moth larva as well. Put that down there. Right, so we have a few eggs on this frame that I've seen in the middle, and what I'm looking for essentially is the queen. So let's move the next frame. We've got a few eggs on that super there, Dad. I'm kind of wishing I didn't leave the super in on the top now. I wasn't expecting a swarm. Well, having left it out for a swarm, you leave it out for a swarm, but you don't ever expect you're going to get one. Or then you seem surprised when you do get one, and that's precisely what you wanted. Right, let's have a look here.
There's a lot of bees in there, aren't there?
There are a lot of bees in here, yeah. Just trying to see, there's no sun today, and I can see some eggs at the bottom of here as well. We've got some nectar, a little bit of pollen. Some more nectar. Can't see any obvious signs of any queens on here particularly. I could have missed her. Part of my brain is thinking that we're going to see a queen with a red dot on, but that might not be the case. More milling around the board. Not great. But we might have to shake them off into this brood box. Beautiful, isn't it? Calm them down a bit in there. Relax them a bit. Okay, so they're not using these two frames. So if we just take these two frames out, nothing on there to move on. If I don't see the queen immediately, then I don't see the queen. There's not a lot I can do. We've got lots of nectar here. Stores, that's going to be stores, I think. So the next likely candidate is going to be the next frame. It's a bit blustery today, so I don't really want to do this all day.
No.
So they've made some comb there as well. Another little bit of brace comb there that they've made, which is beautiful. I'm very sorry, ladies. Would you mind? I'm very sorry, ladies, but I can't really have that right in the middle of all your hard work. I'm sorry, girls. It's going to have to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, because we've got what, three combs in the super. I'm going to take those out and take this dummy board out. I would rather them make comb underneath. So no queen spotted here.
No.
Not yet. And I doubt we'll see her today. I'm going to take the super off. And I'm going to put those few frames inside here.
Yeah. Yeah, I can smell some.
I don't see any queen on here. There's a few eggs in the centre here. So we're going to give this to the nuke box. Now what we'll do with these supers, when you can't put them all in one go, because the space at the bottom, in a few days they may well brace comb it. So if you want them to build wax on the bottom bar of the super, because you've got the situation where the queen is laid on some supers, if you put checkerboard the supers with longer frames, so we've moved one super over, we've got a long one, short one, long one, short one, and that should be a long one there and another long one there. The other short super I've put in the nuke box, had some eggs on it, and there's a chance that, all being well, they might be able to feed that and make their own queen cell. So that's worth a try at least.